page. I'm Becky Monson, and I'm your host this month. And I'm here with Jennifer Peel and Julie Coulter Bellon. And I keep saying her name wrong. It's fine. I did it right this time, right?
Yeah, yay.
We're happy to be here. It is March, and the flowers are starting to bloom. I've noticed some tulips, and some of the trees are getting green on the top. I don't know what kind of tree that is. Have you guys seen those? Those big bushy trees that have they get green first.
Oh,
I don't know. Somebody's listening to it right now, and they're like, "It's this."
I just like this getting warmer.
Oh, yeah.
Last weekend was so
70s.
beautiful.
I know, so gorgeous. Of course, then today it rained, but whatever.
I know. I'm sad
We
to
need
be,
that
back
here.
in the 50s. I'm like, no.
I know. I know. They're like on the news. I was like, enjoyed your weekend, Utah. You're about to get rain and snow and wind. I was like, oh. Anyway, it's fine. It was, it's been good spring so far. So, and we just got started.
Exactly.
Yes.
Anyway, so we are this month we're going to talk about talents because I don't know if you saw online, but Julie posted a talent that neither Jen or I knew about, which is so cool. We'll let you tell when we get to that question. But although they probably know, they could cheat and know. But anyway, so I thought we'd talk about talents. And every time I do this, I swear I've done this exact same thing before. I'm always like, I know I asked this before.
I don't know if we
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I even looked and I went through and searched talents. We hadn't yet. So
Okay, good.
but I was like, every time I do it, I'm like, we've done this before. This is too easy.
So what happens when you get to your third season?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so do you have a hidden talent?
A hidden talent.
Yes, or just a talent that nobody really knows about. Like Julie talked about one. You might have another one besides that one. You might just be multi-talented that we don't know about, all these hidden talents. But she did talk about one online recently.
Yeah, my hidden talent that I picked though was that I've been learning to play the bagpipes, and I can play two songs, but I'm not very good at it.
Wow.
And it's
so
super
cool.
loud, so you can't actually practice inside. You have to go outside,
And your
then you
neighbors are like,
embarrass yourself
"We
with
hate
the
you, Julie."
neighbors.
That's so
Like,
funny.
That doesn't even sound like the song. 'Cause I'm trying to play, Amazing Grace.
Oh my gosh, that's
gosh.
so funny.
But what is that with lung capacity? You have a lot of
Yeah,
that one.
I haven't obviously done it since my illness.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But my other one that I can do that doesn't take lung capacity is charcoal drawing.
Oh, wow.
Didn't know that either.
Yeah, I'm not.
And she
super
plays
good,
the
but
flute,
Yeah,
which you saw online,
I do play the flute.
Right.
which I did not know. That's what stemmed this whole thing. But yeah.
I thought everybody knew that.
No.
I didn't know.
No, it was funny because when you said that, I was like, that sounds familiar. But I swear I didn't know it. And she posted it online. Did you post it on your fan
Yeah, it's
page?
just my friends.
Oh, never mind. Nobody can see it. Sorry. Unless you're friends with Julie, but maybe we can entice her to post. It was really beautiful. I was so impressed. I was so impressed.
And the whole thing was I was struggling with it because with my lung capacity reduced to 69%, I didn't think I'd be able to play my flute in public anymore. And so when they asked me to play a musical number in church, I was like, oh, I don't think I can do that anymore. But I didn't say no right away. And I thought about it, and the music didn't look too hard. So I thought maybe I can do it. So I practiced it by myself and went to the first rehearsal, and it was horrible. It was horrible. I couldn't keep on count. My oxygen level was decreasing, and so I wasn't able to really think clearly. And so I was just like, I just have to go home. And I was so defeated, and I felt like such a so sad that something I had enjoyed and played since 8th grade, I couldn't do anymore. And I came through the door and I was crying, and my husband's like, what's wrong? What happened? And so I told him, he's like, maybe if you just practice by yourself a little bit every day, you would strengthen the lungs enough to play it. So I did. And the performance was yesterday, and that's what I posted. The performance of the song.
You did it.
I did it.
I listened. Yep. It was beautiful.
It was one of my very best ones I played.
Wow.
See?
For the rehearsal.
I'll have to get on. I never get on my personal page anymore, so I'll have to do that.
You have to get on and listen.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful.
Thanks.
All right, Jen, what's yours?
I know. I was like, I don't know if I have any hidden talent. I was like, all right, that's my talent. That's it. That's all I got. But, I was like, I can actually throw a really good party.
She can.
So,
She's
I have
amazing at
can
it.
invite
Yes.
I can,
And it's to the nines. Like, it's so decorated. In fact, I stole some of her I borrowed her decorations for a party I was having. I was like, can I borrow all this? She's like, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Anybody has party decorations.
I
So
know, she's really good at that.
yeah. So I was like,
And Jen cooks really well. She's good at baking. She
Yeah.
makes really good baked goods.
yeah. And then I thought like a funny little hidden talent. Was that another question or is
No.
that the same? Oh,
I
it's
think
like
so.
when I can make food and it can all be done at the same time.
Wow.
That's like that's my
That's a real talent.
right.
I'll say.
That's like a funny little
That's a
talent.
useful
right?
talent.
Right?
At Thanksgiving,
So-
that would be so useful.
Yes, yeah. So like I'm like really good at timing, like so all the food's kind of done at the same time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, is that
That's
like
really
a weird
good.
talent?
No.
That's
Like
awesome.
time management talent. Like,
Yeah.
you know how to manage your time.
Yeah.
So that everything is
Yeah.
you must do a really good Thanksgiving spread.
I do actually.
And it's decorated to the nines.
I do love to decorate when like we do like food stuff. Like my daughter, because Becky came to my daughter's baby shower, and it was like I themed it Winter Wonderland.
So pretty. It was. I borrowed all of
and
it
then
for a
she
party.
took it, and it was the cleanup was so nice because Becky's like, "Can I borrow all this stuff?" I was like, "Yes." So
I just took it all.
Here you go.
And her husband's like griping in the back. Well, at least it's getting some more use. You know.
I know. He's like, because
Like,
I was
no
buying all
speaking.
this stuff, and he was like, how much is this baby shower going to cost? I was like, just don't worry about it. Like, just don't worry about it.
You'll use it again.
Exactly.
It
yeah.
goes with your Christmas theme anyway.
It really does. So,
Yeah, you'll totally
anyways.
use it again.
So, yeah.
Hidden talent. I was like, what am I going to say? I can sing. I'm a classically trained singer, so I can sing opera, which I am not going
That
to
is
do.
so
here.
awesome.
Can you give us a little example
No,
and
I
prove
can't.
it?
I'm probably not because it's late and my voice is tired. But I was classically trained for 19 years, so I've
That
been
is
singing
so
opera. But so
amazing.
sometimes I'll whip it
Awesome.
out to my kids, and they're like, "Mom, my gosh,
I actually
you're so
love. I
mad."
love opera. I love opera.
I like doing Phantom of the Opera in our garage because the echo, because they're really
Mhm.
tall ceilings, and so I'll just like sing it to them. They're like, shut up, Mom. And
Yeah.
Kids just never appreciate it.
they really don't. They really don't. They're little.
Later on, they
stickers.
will. They'll say,
I
"My
know.
mom
I was like,
was
I
an
went through
opera
lots of
singer."
years of training for this. But normally when I sing with my daughter, I don't sing, like her and I'll sing online sometimes, and I just use my poppy voice. But I can also sing opera, and I learned Italian operas and French operas, and
Did you learn
Oh,
any
yeah.
German ones? I love Der
I
Fledermaus.
did a German. Yes, I
Yes.
did a German. I think it was from Die Fledermaus.
Yeah.
I did a
Wow.
German one in high school, yeah, or college. So that's mine. So
I
I
love-
hide that one because I don't really want to sing opera for people.
Now we're all gonna ask.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, what's a talent you wish you had?
Oh, mine is to be crafty. They have these like craft nights for my church, and I go to them because I want so bad to produce something crafty that doesn't look like a second grader made it. But they're always like, "Oh, we'll come help you, Julie." I'm always the one that needs the help the most, and
Oh,
the
I'm right
instructor's
there with-
always sitting by me. Let me just help you fix this.
I'm right there. With
I'll
you.
come with you, and then you'll feel good about yourself about that.
My daughter-in-law is super crafty, and she can make anything look amazing. And I'm like, oh, I wish that was my talent, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really mine. My friend Robin is like that. She's really good. Everything she does, it's like, I was like, I'll sit next to her and I'm like, never mind.
Yeah.
This is just depressing. And
But Becky, honestly though, I've been to your house and she paints like her own little things for Christmas. I
Oh,
was
but
like,
that's
that's so
like-
awesome.
That's like 5-year-olds could do it.
No,
It's like modern.
I couldn't do that.
You're good. You're
Yes,
totally good. Oh, no. What's yours, Jen?
Okay, so there's two things. I wish I could play the piano. Yeah, I really wish I could play piano, and I wish I could be like a Joanna Gaines. Like people that can just like go in and do like all these projects in their home and cut wood and all, like make it put together and just be like so amazing. Like I follow all these people on Instagram,
So
which
do
I
I.
shouldn't because I'm like, oh my
They like redo their
gosh.
bathroom and you're like,
Right?
before and after pictures. Those are
Yeah.
my favorite ever.
Yeah. I was like, I can paint my walls, but like, that's it, And my girls are like, are you going to put like the wood strip? I was like, no, who do you think I am? Like, I'm not going to do that. And
I literally just hired somebody to do that for my house.
Yeah,
So I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it, so I'm going to have to pay somebody.
exactly. Yeah. I wish I had that. I do wish I had that talent. Like,
Wow.
but then I wouldn't have time to write if I had that
Yeah.
talent. So.
And
And
I'm
all your
too
fans would
much-
be sad.
No,
I'm too
I
much
don't
of a
know,
perfectionist with that stuff, and I think you
Yeah.
have to kind of have like a bit of, I'm okay with this. I'm just gonna let it go. Like I'd always be looking at it, be like that one edge that I missed, and I'd just look at it all the time. I'd be like,
yes.
that one edge.
Yeah.
I wish always wanted to be like a really awesome dancer. I'm not very good at dancing.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
like to have that talent, like ballet. I love like the ballet, and they're so graceful and just beautiful, and the way they use their bodies, and it's so. And I even love like hip hop and all that. I just think it's so fantastic.
Yeah.
I get caught up. Like I follow a couple of people on Instagram too and they just dance. That's all they do on their Instagram pages, and it's so fun to watch.
Yes, I do that too, and it is fun.
Yeah. If you follow me, I share them sometimes, so you'd see it. But I don't know. I just love it. There's something so pretty about it. And I'm a terrible dancer.
I took
Just
ballet
awful.
till I was 13, and I wanted to be a ballerina, but they told me that I would never be professional because I was too tall.
What?
So I gave up my dream.
I thought ballerinas were
dumb.
tall, though.
Maybe you can't be too tall.
Yeah, I'm like 5'9", so
Oh.
I guess that's too tall.
And your daughter dances, right?
My daughter does ballet. Yep, she does,
And she
she's
does
on
like
point
ballroom.
shoes.
And
How tall is she?
Well, currently she's 5'4".
Oh, so
But maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
she can live your dream. Maybe nowadays you can be 5'9" and be a dancer.
Right.
Yeah. You can do anything you want to do nowadays.
Okay. Do you have an unusual talent? I was thinking of this. It could have been the baking.
Oh, maybe
I
think that was gonna use that for that's my baking one. So that was my unusual.
I was thinking of, I can't remember who did it, and this might date me. Years ago, it might have been David Letterman, but it had they'd have like people on that did like weird talents.
Yes.
'Cause my sister Jenny can like she's double jointed in her arm, so her arm can like it bends weird, and so we were like always wanted her to go on there and like I do like cheerleading, so she'd do like this cheer, but her arms would be it was so creepy, and so that was like our joke growing up was like Jenny. Do the cheerleading for people. We always made her do it. She's like, "Go team!" And then her arm would like bend backwards. It was so gross.
That is yuck.
Yeah, so yeah, it was like you'd get different. Some people would laugh, and some people were like, most people were like, "Oh my god."
Do you need to go to the hospital?
Something broken.
I guess we think we're the only ones who thought it funny.
That's funny.
I can shake my eyes really fast. I've only met a few people who can do that.
Okay, prove it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, there was a girl. At
I don't know if you'll be able to
church
see it
that
from
did
here. Can you see it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did see it. Wow.
Yeah, some people can do it. I've seen other people do it, and I remember some guy in college could do it, and because I was saying, "Oh, I can do that," and he's like, "Oh, me too," and he showed me, and I was like, "I will never do that again. That looks terrible." I'm glad you showed me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
What's yours, Julie?
Tongue twisters, like Peter Pepper picked a peck of pickled peppers, peck of pickled peppers, Peter Pepper picked.
Oh,
Peter Pepper,
wow.
peck of pickled peppers, where's the
Wow.
peck of pickled peppers, Peter Pepper picked.
Wow.
That is
You could be like
good.
an auctioneer.
Yeah,
I know,
there you go.
could be an
Yeah.
auctioneer.
And I can also stack quarters on my elbow and then catch them.
Oh.
Dang,
I think it
girl.
was like my record was 11 quarters or something.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't done it
Wow.
for a while, but
I'm sorry. I cannot compete with either one of you.
But you can cook an entire meal that ends at once.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a
true.
necessary talent.
That's
That's not even
true.
our.
No.
Julie and I are like, eh.
I feel like that's because I'm like strangely hyper like organized. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm very strict about things. Like I get up early every day. Like I'm like really weird. Like I'm bizarre in that way. Like I probably should calm down a little bit, but I feel like it's like I think I said this before. It's like it's not like a talent. It's like basically it's like a disorder. Like, so.
No,
but
that's
those are life
totally a
skills. Because how
talent,
many times do you
yes.
use a tongue twister or
Oh,
catch
yeah. I
quarters off your
know.
elbow
Yeah.
when you need
get
a meal
crap
to be done on
Jen.
time
Yeah, exactly.
every
Yeah.
day?
Well, it's so funny.
And me, I get in a bad mood because I'm like, you guys got to eat again. Just make yourself cereal.
Oh,
we
well,
have
we eat a
leftovers
lot of
again?
cereal at my house.
That's true.
But
Well, you don't have kids home anymore.
yeah, yeah. No, but I do. So my husband, this was many, many years ago, and I was like, like, what do you think my talent is? And he just goes, well, you kind of have the kind of talents people can't really see. That's what my husband said to me. And I was like, and I still think he feels bad about it to this day because I was like, oh. And he's like, well, he's like, you're really kind. And he's like, when you talk to people, you really can get people to open up. He's like, those are really great
That is
talents.
a good talent. That's
Yeah.
true.
But I was like, that's kind of lame, though. But then I wrote a book, and I was like, see?
In
I'm
your
just kidding.
face,
Just
Cher.
teasing.
I have a talent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
People
people
can
can
see.
see it. Now I'm like, I wish they couldn't see it, but that's
It is always a double-edged sword.
right. I was like, I should have kept with those quieter talents.
No, because I love your book.
I
Oh,
know.
you're
The world
sweet.
needs your
No,
books.
No, I love it.
Okay, what's something you can do that you find easy that's often hard for others?
Spelling and grammar have always come
Oh,
super, super easy for
That is a
me.
good one.
It's just like a
Good for this career.
natural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some of my friends were like, well, we don't ever want to write you a note or an email in case we spell something wrong. I'm like, well, I don't care if you do.
I
Yeah.
just care if I do.
Yeah.
I just prefer that I not do it.
Oh, that's funny.
That is a talent. I seriously was like, I need somebody to follow me around who will just do that for me. Because like, I'll just post. I posted something that the other day and I said here, I spelled here wrong. It was supposed to be like hearing. Hear me out. I spelled
Right.
it. And my proofreader,
Yeah.
Kim, she texts me here. She's like, sorry, I can't help myself. And I was like, dang it.
I know.
I'm like, well, now you're going to have to look at all and everything I post to make sure I don't put anything in there. You've just, jinxed yourself by doing that.
She didn't catch the typo that I posted on the meme that I made the other day, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And one of my fans was like, "Spelling." I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I'm so sorry." I was like, "Okay," and it's like I feel like I was like in growing up, I got 100% on all my spelling tests, But
yeah,
I mean,
me too.
but it's like literally, I read like through my stuff, like, and I'm like, what am I even trying to say here?
What was I
Some of
trying
the
to say?
typo, I was like, I don't even know what I was gonna say here. Or
Yeah,
like,
that wasn't even a
but,
word.
but the thing is like my brain literally feels things. Like sometimes I'm like, is there something wrong with me? Because like I will type a sentence and then I'll go back and I've missed like 2 words and I'm like, is there something? I literally
I
wonder
think
if
it's
there's
natural
something
when
wrong
you're
with
writing
me.
to skip those little
So-
words
Or maybe
your brain skips
autocorrect.
them. Yeah. Well, your brain skips them too, though. They skips the
Yeah.
is and the a. That's like when you're learning
Yeah.
to speed read, you learn to skip
Yeah.
those words. But so my brain skips them.
Yeah, and I am a speed reader, so
Yeah.
I wonder if that
You are.
messes with my head, like
Yeah.
when I'm typing. And so sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm partly dyslexic. Like honestly, I kind of think that sometimes. So
I did think.
I don't know, but I was like, I'm sorry, I pay so many editors, so if there's typos, I really just don't know what to say. Like
I know.
I'm like really sorry. Like I
know.
pay professionals a lot of money, and that's all
I know I
can
had
say.
somebody post
So.
that I had because if you don't know when you write indie books like we all do, people can read. You can actually report the grammar. Maybe I should be
Right.
telling people this. And
Yeah.
Amazon will let you know, and then you can fix it. And I got like 7 of them, and I was like, oh come on. And sometimes they're dumb. Like sometimes somebody told me I had to correct y'all. I was like, that's may not be a word to you, but it was
Right.
in dialogue. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, and I went to go look, and they were all 7 legit. I was like, how did nobody catch these? It's like,
Right.
and then I'm like, I made so many. No, but I just know it's hard to catch it.
Yeah.
I remember somebody said, if you, I think I told you this before. It was like, if you find, if your book gets released and you put it through everybody and there's still grammar, congratulations. You wrote a really, a really
Yeah.
enthralling book
Right.
because you just
Right.
suck people in and they don't care.
Right.
Well, even traditionally published books, the average is 20
Oh,
typos.
really?
20
Oh,
typos
really? Makes
me
still
feel so much
in
better.
a traditionally published book.
Oh, okay.
So
thank
if you have like a 90,000, 90,000 page document, if you only have 20 typos in it, that's considered a well edited book.
Really?
Ah.
Oh,
Yep.
thank you,
Thanks,
Julie. You just
Julie.
made me
I'll be
feel
able to
so
sleep
much
better. I'll be able to sleep better
And
tonight.
so when people say things, I'll be like, I'm sorry, there's 20 where I'm under the threshold.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So
I was an editor for 19 years.
That's
okay,
right.
That's so good. Thank you, Julie.
Good job, Julie.
Okay. That's your talent, Julie.
I know.
Thank you.
Making everybody feel good.
Thank you.
That's
Good
right.
job, Julie.
Oh,
The
Ah.
unseen talents that I have.
yes.
When I picked that question, I don't even know what I was thinking for myself. I think I do not have a hard time like getting up in front of people. It doesn't really bother me very much. But like I think in the church that we were all raised in, or we all 3 grew up in the same church, that's kind of par for the course with that. But like
Yeah.
I really don't have a problem. I also make friends really easily. I feel like that's something I can do that sometimes are hard for other people.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. I think I got that from my parents. They're just good at. They're
Those
just
are good talents.
good at
Yeah,
chatting
that's
with me.
really
Yeah,
good
that's
talents.
good.
I know some people, that can be hard for some other people, but Okay. Have you ever been in a talent show? And if so, what did you do?
I was in a school talent show and I just did my flute, so kind of boring,
Aw.
but
That's
Cute.
fun. Was it jazz flute? I'm just kidding.
no, it's just regular flute. My
That's
kids
fun.
can do all this contortionist like routine when they do talent shows. I'm like,
Ooh.
man,
Oh.
wish I could have done that.
Yeah.
Flute is all I can do.
That's
Oh,
fun.
well, you could have done. What was your
My
unusual
tongue
talent? You
twister.
could have done.
Yeah.
or my quarters on my
quarters.
elbow.
Yeah. Awesome. I've been in a couple talent shows, and one I was in second grade, and me and my friend sang "Tiptoeing Through the Tulips."
Cute.
And then I think the last one I was in, I was like 17. And my friend, we sang a Janet Jackson song. And like, but anyways, I don't know. So
I
anyway,
did not know you sang.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm not
Her whole family are little singers.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not like fantastic at it. So, but not like my kids. Like my son and my daughter, like they're really fantastic at it.
Nah,
I'm like,
you've got talented
I'm
kids.
just like
You guys are
a
all
little
talented.
like we did sing, like my daughter and my son and I sang for my grandma's funeral. We recorded it, and but I'm good with it. I'm okay if I'm with other people. Like I'm not a solo.
You wouldn't
singer.
get up and do a solo.
Oh, I used to, like when I was younger, and I was like, what was I thinking? But I don't like to be in front of people. I picked the wrong career, like honestly. Like it's so terrible. I think about that now, and like people are like, oh, you should join the choir, and I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Well, can you
So-
and Becky do a duet next month for us?
Oh my gosh.
Since
no.
you're both
No,
singers.
Becky is way no. I just sing quietly. We listen to Becky.
That's
So-
Do the
funny.
outro music for us.
No.
That-
We'll come with the theme song.
Yeah, I was going to say that we're talking about. So I said I can get up and talk in front of people. I can no longer sing. I can sing, like, but not at church. Ever since I had
Yeah.
kids, I cry over the
Yeah.
like the smallest things. So I get up and sing in church, and you're singing about Jesus, and then I'm just
Yeah.
out. I didn't the last time I ever sang in church, my daughter was like, I think 1 year old, my oldest. So that was 16 years ago, and she was like, and I literally was like, I turned to the pianist and I was like, shut it down. Like there was nothing. Nothing was coming out because I can't sing and cry. My sister, she'll like sing and her tears are just streaming down her face and she's singing gorgeously. If I cry, it's over
done.
and I can't come back from it. It's just done.
Just done.
So I was literally like to the pianist, I'm like, the signal for like, just stop. It, yeah.
Then you just
And
walk,
that's
sat
a
down.
wrap.
Yeah. And then we'd given this woman a ride home from church that day, and she was like, and she I don't think she realized it was me that was singing because she was like, could you believe that girl that was singing in church? Like, because she's sitting in the back seat, and so she's talking in the back of my head, and I was like, yeah, that was me. So embarrassing.
Gosh.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Well,
I'm a rock star in my car. That's all
yeah,
I
in the shower.
Yeah.
Kill it.
So,
Yeah, I've done a lot of talent shows because that was like our thing as a family. Is we'd do it, but I did them at school too, and actually won a talent show one time. My friend and I, it was for this camp we went to. We were 16. I think we were 16 or 17. Anyway, we sang this duet that was from Chess, the musical.
Oh, I love the
Yeah.
music from that.
And
Was it
and
one
we-
night in Bangkok?
no, no, not that one. It was this duet about, I can't even remember what it was about, but it was like two women and I think they love the same man. I can't remember what it was really beautiful, but we sang it, but it was crazy. I didn't know till years later. One of the judges was, she's in The Americans now. She was in, what's that Shannon Hale book that became a movie?
Oh, Austin Land?
Austin Land. Carrie
Oh,
Russell.
Yeah, yes,
She was one of the judges because she was
Oh.
friends with the person who was doing the dance at this camp. So she came up and was one of the judges. And she even came up to us and was like, I loved your song, and like gave us hugs and stuff. But I didn't know who she was.
Oh, funny.
Wow.
I know. So
That's awesome.
and now it's my claim to fame. I won a talent show that Carrie Russell judged.
Wow.
You could have been on like American
I
Idol
know.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't have made it to American Idol, but that would have been like my dream. Of course, when American Idol came out, I was too old. But
No, they had older people on there.
no, I think it was like 28
Oh,
was
did
the
they have a
limit, and I was
cutoff?
28
Oh, well, you could be on The
Mm.
Voice,
or 29.
right? Aren't they?
Or
all,
America's
like-
Got Talent.
Yeah.
No, I'm just not that good. My daughter, she's really good. I keep trying
Your
to get her
daughter's-
to go, and she's like, oh, I wanted to. That was what I wanted to be when I was younger. I wanted to be a famous singer, and obviously that went really far.
Oh, I did too, but I didn't have the talent for it. But then I just wanted to marry one of the New Kids on the Block. So there was that. So that didn't happen either. So
Such a bummer.
I know.
What a
I
letdown.
know. Jordan broke my heart.
I was a Jordan fan too. He was the handsomest. He still is so handsome.
I know.
Okay, so then I thought we'd read a work. I thought you could read something about like what you're working on now, or a talent that one of your characters had that they use, or just whatever you wanted to read.
Yeah.
There was really no rules.
I
Great.
thought about reading about a talent of like a bomb maker,
Right.
Or
I know,
you know,
Julie always has the fun. Like,
I know.
but I didn't. I'm gonna read something from my new book.
Ooh,
that
you're
I
writing
wrote.
again?
Yay.
Yes,
This
just
is good
a
news.
little bit,
Good.
just a little bit.
That's
But this
so
is
good.
I wrote a new chapter.
This is very exciting.
Ooh.
I know it's been almost 6 months since I've written
Wow.
it.
That brain fog is real.
Yay for you.
Yeah.
But
So
it's starting to go away. This is so good.
starting to go away.
I'm really excited. I
You're
got the
playing
chills.
your flute and writing.
I know. It's all going
it's
back
like
to
I'm
normal.
coming back to myself.
Next will be the bagpipes. I'll warn your neighbors.
Right?
Yeah, for real. They're coming back, people. Make the
Next
dogs
time
howl.
is our talent show.
Everybody unsubscribes
Stay
at once.
tuned.
We could stream it live.
Yeah,
Facebook
bagpipes.
Live on Authors on
I'll
Stage.
sing Amazing Grace to your bagpipes. It'll be fantastic.
I'll bring the auto tune for myself.
Jen will decorate it gorgeously.
Exactly.
All right, so this is from Second Guess, and if you will recall, it's been a little while for some people. They're in Syria, and they're trying to stop Atwa's daughter, Serena. So Serena is trying to help these ISIS fighters in a prison break out. So the Griffin Force is trying to stop the prison break.
Okay.
So that's where we're at. John broke into their conversation. The Syrian Defense Forces are taking heavy fire from the outside, and a prison riot is creating chaos inside. We can't get any air support because of the smoke from the tankers. Our 3 teams will join the SDF and make sure no high-level terrorist leaders escape. Outnumbered and no air support? That's an easy day for Griffin Force, Elliot said with a grin. John spoke into his throat mic. We're making a perimeter around the prison. Delta Group to the east, Echo to the north, and Alpha to the west. SDF teams are on point. They moved out, and Eden was just to his left, running alongside him. They were all front-focused as they approached the prison. A pickup truck was burning next to a large gaping hole in the concrete wall, and Elliot caught a glimpse of men kneeling in the yard. Maybe the SDF was getting a handle on things already. John headed through a wire fence, and Delta team followed. Men were in groups throughout the yard, some in hand-to-hand combat with prison guards and others running away. Form a perimeter around the wall, John ordered. Elliot went to his left and saw a man running for the hole in the wall the truck bomb had created. Running after him, Elliot yelled, "Stop!" The man looked back at him, and Elliot recognized that face. It was Abu Hamza al-Hashmi, a known ISIS leader. Elliot raised his gun. "Stop, or I'll shoot." He squeezed the trigger, but aimed for the ground at al-Hashimi's feet. The bullet pinged mere inches from his heels, and he stopped and faced Elliot, a smile on his face. That sounded bad. I'll fix that. Elliot approached carefully.
I was picturing a sinister smile, like, ooh, an evil smile. Okay,
Elliot approached carefully, but he didn't see any other weapons on him. He kept his gun trained on al-Hashimi until he'd patted him down. Forcing him to kneel, he zip-tied al-Hashimi's hands. "Stay put." Eden was about 50 feet away, grappling with a man who was at least a head taller than her. Elliot started over to help, but in that split second, Eden had flipped the guy on his back and had her gun pointed at his chest. Elliot smiled. He'd never doubted she could hold her own. Wiping the sweat from his face, he looked around. Scenes like that were happening all over the yard. Prisoners were giving up. SDF had clearly gained the upper hand, but something wasn't sitting well with Elliot. They'd all given up too easily. He stalked back to al-Hashimi. "This is a pretty pathetic prison break," Elliot said. "You didn't even make it past the outer wall." Al-Hashimi lifted his head, that annoying smile still on his face, but he said nothing. "I know you speak English. I was there when you were captured in Raqqa. You made a pathetic attempt to escape there, too." Elliot crouched down and looked into al-Hashimi's eyes. "We had you trapped like a rat in those underground tunnels." Al-Hashimi spit in Elliot's face. "We will have revenge for everything you have taken from us, and then we will see who is trapped like a rat." Elliot wiped the spit from his cheek. "Oh yeah? How's the revenge game going? Looks to me like you've lost again." That calculating smile appeared on his face. "I think not." What did that mean? Elliot straightened as Colt and John joined him. "Remember Abu Hamza al-Hashimi. Elliot motioned to the man kneeling in front of them. He seems to think they're winning here. John stared down at the prisoner, then cursed softly. He turned and spoke quietly into his sat phone. Elliot couldn't quite hear what he was saying, but from the look on his face, he'd figured something out, and it was bad.
Dun, dun, dun.
What will happen next?
Wow.
Good. That's
You
good.
left us on a cliffhanger.
I know, I did do that. That's okay.
Oh, good. That was good. How fun. I'm so happy you're writing again.
Great.
I meant to ask you. We talked for like an hour before we. Yeah, if you don't know, we always talk an hour before we even record this. And gossip. No, not really, but
We can't release those files.
yes,
Let's put it
those
that
are on
way.
Midday. Yeah,
Yes.
those are on Julie's blackmail file.
I'm excited to be writing too. And I'm excited that this story's going to get finished.
Yes.
Because it should have been out almost a year ago. So
That's
It's a blessing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Jen, you ready?
Yes, so I'm reading a book from writing, but I'm not gonna name the title yet, because I feel like when I read from The Queen with No Name, like it's such a serious book, it's hard for me to read them out loud. So I was like, I'll do something a little funnier. But
Which is, I finished that book and it's so good.
so
my
I'm
God.
can't
gonna.
wait to read that one.
Yes, it's so
Oh,
good.
yeah. Okay,
When is it going to be out again?
this month. Or no, April.
April.
I was
Sorry,
gonna say
end of
March.
April. Sorry,
Yeah.
no, end of April. No, end of April. So I haven't picked a date because I'm so nervous about it. So people keep asking me, I'm like, I don't know.
Something.
But my editor, oh my gosh, she just gushed a million gushes over it. So, anyways,
It
so we'll
sounds so
see.
good.
So yeah, so. All right, but this is from an unnamed book, but I'll give a name soon. But it's gonna be so. This will be under my real name. So it's a rom-com. But all right. Every person has that one defining moment in their life, the one they will be known for good or bad for the entirety of their life. And it doesn't matter what they do from that moment after, even if they save someone from choking to death, which I did. Thank you very much. That one moment will come back to haunt them repeatedly. Take me, for example. After saving said woman's life, once she could breathe, she said, "You're the Reese, the rogue pirate girl." That's right. Reese, the rogue pirate is what I will always be remembered for. For 15 years, half my life, that's all I've been known as. There was no more Josie Peterson, just the stupid story I wrote about the object of my desire my freshman year in high school. You may be wondering what a rogue pirate is, because by natures, pirates are unprincipled and dishonest, like a rogue. Let's just say you can blame my teen obsession with Pirates of the Caribbean, mainly Orlando Bloom, and my newly found love of Regency novels at said age. It only seemed right at the time to couple both my loves together into one thrilling story. It didn't help that Reese Kavanaugh had a striking resemblance to Orlando Bloom. The guy as a senior in high school could grow a goatee on his ridiculously chiseled face. Don't even get me going on his dark tousled hair or his olive skin that glistened in or out of the sun. No teen boy should have been able to look the way he did. It was wholly unfair. Of course, it meant he wasn't only the object of my desire, but every girl's within a 100-mile radius of Carson City, where I grew up, where I still lived. If I was smarter, I would have moved and changed my name. But no, I wanted to stay close to my parents and younger sister Olivia. My older brother Will, not so much. He is, after all, the reason for my life's predicament. He thought it would be hilarious to read my torrid story over the school's PA system during the morning announcements. Thanks to him, I never wrote in my journal again and have a deep distrust of people. If that humiliation and an eternity of mocking wasn't enough, I got grounded for a month. Apparently, my parents thought I had too much carnal knowledge after they read my masterpiece. They'd grilled me for hours on end to see how I had gained such knowledge. Hello, a free trial of HBO. To this day, cable and streaming channels were forbidden in my parents' home. The irony of it all is that Reese did grow up to be a pirate. Well, lawyer, same thing. The cherry on top was that, like the pirate he was, that's right, sorry, this is totally unedited. So, the cherry on top was that, like a pirate, he was trying to steal my treasure. That's right, I was currently staring at the man. Lest you are wondering, he grew up to be every bit as sexy as my story made him out to be, hence the grounding when I was younger. Thankfully, I was 0% attracted to him anymore. Unthankfully, he was representing my louse of an ex-fiancé, Trevor, who could afford a better lawyer than me. Worse was Reese recognized me. I saw in his caramel brown eyes that recognition and the tiny smirk on his face. Really the one caramel brown eye. You see, Reese wore a patch. The story went he had a tragic accident as a child and lost an eye. For some people it would be a tragedy, but for godlike creatures like Reese it only added to his allure. Oh, and did he have a lot of allure in my infamous story. I sat tall across from the conference room table from Reese and Trevor and tossed my chocolate red hair over my shoulder, signaling I wasn't going to be intimidated by the two. Inside, I was a hot, wet mess, wishing I was anywhere but Reese's office, but duty called. As unpleasant as it was, I had every intention of keeping the 4-carat halo diamond stunner worth $40,000 sitting in the middle of the table in the same Tiffany box Trevor had proposed to me with last year at this time. My favorite time of year, fall. It was so perfect and cutesy, just like I had dreamed, a hayride on my family's pumpkin farm, warm apple cider, and hot kisses, thanks in part to HBO. There were things a girl didn't forget no matter how long it had been since I'd seen it. What a waste of carnal knowledge. Now looking at Trevor, I shudder to think I almost got stuck with him until death did we part. Sure, he was handsome as ever with his textured sandy brown hair and perpetually tan-skinned and heartbreaker blue eyes that lived up to their adjective. Trevor had broken my heart, but not my spirit, which was why we were facing off with our lawyers. Well, his lawyer and my sweet sister-in-law, and the only reason I still claim my brother, Kitty, who practiced law on the side while chasing toddlers. But she was cheap, as in she took my offer to babysit my niece and nephew anytime or place for eternity, in exchange for representing me against my scummy ex who, scummy, I don't know what that means, scummy ex.
I was like, made a board, I like it.
Right, who was trying to sue me to get the engagement ring back. I would have happily thrown the ring back in his face, but we'd gotten far enough into our engagement that I had booked and bought all the things. We are talking the chateau in Lake Aspen for the reception, the band, my $5,000 wedding dress because Trevor insisted on it. To marry a Kensington meant something he would say. It meant my parents and me taking out a loan. A loan I intended to pay back with the ring and hopefully help my parents out a bit. Anyway, so that's kind of, I'll just go with that. But
yeah. Sounds so good.
So, anyways, so
I love it already. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit from my new book, which is called Love Songs Suck.
Ooh, I can't wait. It's going to be so fun.
And this one comes out next month too, right?
It might be pushed till May, but you heard that first here. I haven't. I keep not. It depends. Because my editor ended up having to take a week off, so. And if I don't get it to her in time, she won't get it done in time. So it all depends on me and my writing abilities. But okay, I decided to name all of my chapters. Well, they're going to have the chapter name, but I named them after love songs. So this one is the prologue, and it's called
I love it.
The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. So now they'll be in your head.
I love that.
All right. I have a boyfriend, I squeak out louder than I mean to, and realize in horror that it's carried over the chatter and music that's filling this modernly decorated high-rise penthouse. Everyone near us has turned to look at me. This will now be a core memory in my brain. 50 years from now, my brain will not remember the flashing lights, loud music, and coordinated dancing from the concert that my sister Len and I just attended, or my dad up on that stage, smiling and playing his guitar like his life depended on it. But at the after party, the one to celebrate the end of the tour, the party I went to grudgingly, where I answered a very simple question like a complete moron, I will remember that part forever, forever and ever and ever. Nice to meet you. I have a boyfriend, the man in front of me says, a single bushy eyebrow raised, his lips forming into a closed mouth smile, his icy blue eyes doing a very deliberate squinting thing. It's a smolder of a look that I guarantee he's practiced in a mirror. His hand is still hanging in the space between us, waiting for me to shake it. I swallow and feel heat and probably redness working its way up my face. Maybe I should have worn a sign around my neck that says, please don't talk to me, I'm awkward. At least all the eyes that turn toward me in my outburst have gone back to their own conversations. Sorry, it's Luella, I say, reaching my hand out and shaking his. His large hand engulfs my smallish one, and tips of my fingers make contact with a silver chain bracelet he has around his wrist. His grip is strong and warm, a little too warm, and a bit on the sweaty side. But despite that, my heart starts racing at the contact. Crap. There are those moments when you meet someone and there's an undeniable connection, a feeling like you've met them before, a sense of deja vu that washes over you suddenly. It feels almost otherworldly. In my 25 years, I've only experienced it one other time in my life, and now it would seem for the second time. I'm doing my best to deny it or avoid it, hence I have a boyfriend word vomit. First of all, I really do have a boyfriend. I wasn't just saying that. A boyfriend that I will hopefully soon be calling fiancé. And secondly, Finn Thatcher, bright star of the boy band More Than That, probably more famous than the Pope, is not someone I want to have any sort of connection with. A very one-sided connection, inevitably. Maybe it's just that I've seen his face so many times before. He's everywhere in my social media feed, on magazine covers as I see at the grocery store as I'm checking out, covering every inch of wall in Len's room, and now he's standing in front of me in acid-wash slim jeans and a white V-neck t-shirt, my hand in his. Yes, of course, that must be it. This isn't one of those magical phenomenons. I'm probably a little starstruck, even though I'm not necessarily a fan. It's not that I dislike the bubblegum pop that his band puts out. Who wouldn't be able to keep their head from bopping around to songs like Girl Take Me Back or License to Your Heart with those catchy lyrics and fun beats. It's just not the kind of music I would actively listen to. Any and all knowledge of More Than That comes from Len. Which is why I'm here at this party I didn't really want to come to babysit Len and make sure that she doesn't throw herself at someone in the band, with the band, or anyone who has any sort of attachment to the band whatsoever. She will not end up in the back of a tour bus on my watch. No way. I'm also here to make sure she doesn't fangirl. We were given specific instructions from the band manager and my dad to not freak out in front of the band. That's not a problem for me, but a quick look at Len standing maybe 15 feet away with our dad, who's animatedly talking to someone over by a wall of floor-to-ceiling windows that looks out over downtown Nashville. I can see that she's getting close to detonation. She can only hold the fangirl in for so long. I walked away because I needed a drink and a quick break from our dad, who's been embarrassingly smoozing everyone he can here. But then just before I was nearing the makeshift bar, Finn approached me. I send a plea to heaven that Len doesn't turn around and see who I'm talking to right now. Finn's hand tightens around mine, and my heart does a little skipping thing that I'm going to ignore completely. Luella, he says my name, and yep, a tingle just went down my spine. What the heck? I know who you are, I say, pulling out of his grasp. I refuse to acknowledge that my hand instantly feels cold and maybe even a little empty. Crappity crap. Right, he says, running the hand that was just holding mine through his dark blonde hair, giving it that I just woke up look. That's all the rage right now. So your name is Luella? I give him one single nod in response. I don't think I've heard that name before. It's not very common. I'm not even sure why I told him my full name. Most people call me Lou, and I prefer it that way. Either way, I get a lot of questions about it. He runs his hand through his hair, settling the ends down this time. He stops himself, twisting his lips to the side. Have I met you before? I shake my head quickly. No, I say, my heart starting up a fluttering thing in my chest. He reaches up and rubs his jaw, running a thumb and index finger down it as his eyes look around the room and then travel back to me. It just feels like I've met you before. Nope, I give him a closed-mouth smile. I can see Finn trying to poke holes in my answer, trying to search his brain for when we could have previously met. I'm currently trying to stop mine from firing off a bunch of thoughts at once. He feels it too. Not a fluke. There's a connection. You should touch his abs. Wait, where did that come from? I'm definitely not doing that.
Aww.
So
I'm going to have to say, though, abs, I thought you were going to say something else.
I did say, and originally it said butt, and I was like, is that? No, I don't want to, cross a line.
I love that. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited for it.
Anyway, all right. Well, that wraps up our latest.
What is it? Authors off the page?
Yes, authors off the page. I'm not going to say our names again, so I'm messing up. Yeah. We are so happy to be here with you this month, and we will be back next month. Thanks for being with us.
Bye-bye.